From the News Channel 5 Network, this is OpenLine.
Happy Monday to you all. I'm Jessica Ralston. Welcome to Open Line here on News Channel 5 Plus. Fun topic tonight, a little controversial, so we hope you'll call in with your thoughts and opinions. We're talking about wine in grocery stores and the effort to make that happen in Tennessee. And there's a vote coming up in November, so one group is trying to spread the word about this. And representing that group here tonight is Matt Scanlan. He is with Red, White, and Food.
That's right. That's
Welcome.
right.
Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks so much for having us. We're glad to be able to spread the word about what we're doing with Red, White, and Food. And
well, tell us about your group, how it got started.
Sure. So following the passage of the wine and grocery stores legislation this year, there became evident that we needed a group that was going to be devoted just to gathering petition signatures in all the counties that can hold referendums to allow wine in grocery stores. So Red, White, and Food was created. It's made up of the various grocery chains and some other people who are interested in moving this process forward. And it just allows people to get involved and people to sign petitions and get it on the ballot in November. It's
coming up in November. And your group just started, well, just about a month ago now, exactly a month ago, almost. Right. And so, but explain really why you thought there was a need to take this a step further, other than just, you know, kind of in passing spreading the word that, you know, you want to get this passed.
Well, when we pass the bill, what it requires is that 10% of the people who voted in the last gubernatorial election by jurisdiction have to sign a petition for it to be put on the ballot in that jurisdiction. So it's a high bar, and it's a complicated petition process. This is not something that people are probably going to be able to do on their own, and required some organization on the back end so that people knew exactly how to sign petitions, where to turn them in. There needed to be some organizational group that would realize, okay, we're done with Williamson County, we can move on to Nashville, and that's what we're doing.
Okay. Well, obviously, if you have any questions or comments and feedback on what you think should happen here with grocery stores being allowed to sell wine, give us a call here at 737+. We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions tonight. Let's talk about really both sides of this issue. Obviously, you want this to happen, and explain why you think it's important. And a lot of people do. They want to see wine in our grocery stores.
Well, my clients, the grocers, by and large, want to be able to serve their customers. And people who've moved here from other parts of the country are accustomed to buying wine in their grocery store with their food purchases. And we want to be able to serve that need. So for the last 7 years, we've been championing this legislation, and eventually all the parties came to the table with ideas of things they needed, things that they needed to be able to survive and to thrive in a new market, really, with new rules. So there's a lot of changes in the liquor laws, and there's a lot of changes that happened as a result of wine and grocery stores, but we think it's an important step forward for Tennessee.
All right. Well, let's talk about some of those changes involved, because of course there had to be concessions made to get this to pass, especially most of the opposition coming from liquor store owners who say, listen, you do this, you're going to take business away from us.
Well, obviously, the biggest concession in our view of the world is delaying the ability for a grocery store to be able to sell for 2 years until July of 2016. Now, it seems like a long time, but if you consider the fact that we have been at this for 6 or 7 years, it seemed like the right thing to do. You know, let's get the ball rolling and the clock ticking on when we're going to be able to do this in Tennessee. And we think that liquor stores that are now able to sell beer and other items like corkscrews and T-shirts and whatever else they want to be able to sell should have the right to do that too. And so starting July, in fact, just last week, I believe, they've had the ability to sell other things in their stores. And
which they can start doing now ahead of time if this were to pass. Okay.
And they can start doing that now and get used to that competitive model, and gives them time to decide how they want to run their stores, and we think that's healthy for everybody.
All right, we have our first caller of the night. Greg, hi, thanks for calling in. What's your question or comment?
Hi, thanks for taking my call, guys.
Sure.
You know, I kind of see this as a Walmart type of issue, to where, you know, Walmart carries everything and sells everything, which runs smaller businesses out of business. And I could see this happening to smaller liquor stores, mom and pop stores, and that sort of thing. And that would be my biggest concern, is that this is going to cause the big chain, grocery store chains, to run the smaller businesses out of business.
And I think that's a lot of people's concerns. But maybe if you live in a community where you do have Walmart, and I lived in a community where Walmart sold liquor, you could buy liquor at Walmart, but I don't think I ever actually bought liquor at Walmart. I think a lot of times if you're going out to buy, if you're having a party at your house and you're going to buy liquor, you go to the liquor store. You're not going to go through a big, huge store like Walmart, wait in the long lines to get what you need. There's an interesting mix, though. Or you could be out at Walmart shopping, and you're like, oh, let me pick up a bottle of liquor that maybe you would have bought at the liquor store.
Well, I think 2 points there. One is that this is happening. I mean, this is what's going to happen. People are going to have the opportunity to vote this in or out within the jurisdictions that they live in. So a caller like this who just disagrees and says, you know, I don't want this in my community, is going to have the opportunity to vote no. And that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Now, Greg, are you still there?
Yeah.
But do you have any issue with wine simply being in grocery stores?
No, I'm originally from California, so they've always sold liquor and wine. But it's just sad the way the direction this country is going, that these bigger corporations are gradually running smaller businesses and mom and pop stores out of business. And this is just a tool in how to do it. You know, like to your point that you were making, is that if I'm planning a big party, I'll get all the groceries and the liquor at the same place. You know, I'm not going to turn around and say, well, I'm not going to buy liquor at this grocery store because I want to keep the small business open. Most people are going to do what the easiest thing to do would be, just buy all your groceries and all your party supplies and everything all at the grocery store, which is going to hurt the small. I mean, I may be wrong, but just logically thinking, it's going to hurt the smaller mom and pop stores, and that's what we don't need in this country. We need big corporations and businesses like Walmart's and Home Depot's to go out of business, like Verizon's to go out of business, like UPS's to go out of business, so that the mom and pop people and small people like us could start businesses up to where we don't have to try to compete with someone that has an advantage over us.
Right. But also on the other side, I was also making the other point that if it was, you know, I had something coming up and I needed a bottle of liquor for a gift or whatever, if that's all I needed, would I run into Walmart, a big store, and have to go to the back of this huge store and get in a long line? Or would I run into the liquor store and I'd be in and out in 5 minutes? So
you know, and it brings up another concession that was made in this piece of legislation that we think will help some of these liquor stores compete in a better way, and that's that they have the ability now to deliver to people who are within their jurisdictions. And for parties like that, what is easier? Is it easier to go to Costco or to go to Walmart and pick up 5 cases of whatever you need, or is it easier just to call your liquor store and say, listen, I'm having a party, and not only would I like you to come and bring it to my house, but can you recommend something that's going to be good for this group that I have? We think that's going to be a powerful tool for liquor stores.
Yeah, but you have to get those. I guess you can say you can do this now, but you have to get the liquor stores to also be able to offer that service, because that's extra work for them.
Sure, absolutely. It's up to them, and we hope that they'll take advantage of it.
Okay. Anything else, Greg?
Yeah, I'd like to say that also we're looking at, too, that these bigger grocery stores could all buy this stuff in volume, which could be have the price at a lower price, to where people are going to say, well, wait a minute, the liquor store, it's $15 for this bottle of wine, but I know I could go over here to Kroger's or Walmart and get it for $12, so I might as well just make sure I just wait until then, because the liquor stores aren't dealing in so much volume to where they don't have such of a break on the price. So that's another way that they would lure more people into their grocery stores to buy the liquor, because the price would be cheaper.
Well, I disagree with one thing there, and that is that the bill as it was designed only allows volume discounts by store. So I think that's an important thing to note, that only a store's individual sales are going to go toward whatever discounts are offered, and those discounts are offered to liquor stores and grocery stores alike. So you don't have a Kroger discount where they are going to be able to buy Yellowtail by the trainload and undercut the prices of your local liquor store in that way. And there's some other price protections in the bill that we don't particularly think are great in the long term for Tennessee consumers, but we understand why they're in there and why they're important to the liquor store owners.
Okay. And there's also the other side of this, and you can correct me if I'm mistaken, but I'm trying to go off memory, that there were incentives for the liquor stores to sell craft beers, right, or beers with a higher percentage of alcohol, which gives them an edge over stores that can, regular grocery stores that cannot sell it.
Yeah, grocery stores under the bill are not allowed to have tastings, and you might have seen over the last year a lot of liquor stores having kind of Friday afternoon tastings of wine and things like that. Grocery stores don't have that ability. I think I understand the caller's concerns, but at the end of the day, I think this is a well-crafted bill and a well-crafted law, and I think it gives everybody some things that they needed. And we really appreciate Lieutenant Governor Ramsey and Speaker Harwell and our sponsors, Senator Ketron and Representative Lundberg, for bringing the parties together and realizing that it needed to be a two-way street for everybody.
All right. And Greg, we appreciate your call tonight. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you. And if you have any questions or comments, too, you want to put something revolving around this issue up for debate, please give us a call tonight at 737+. We'd love to hear what you have to say about selling wine in grocery stores, the petition, the effort to make this happen. We'll be back in just a moment.